everybody. It's my second video. Um, I think last time I left off was like Thursday, I think. So yeah, Thursday happened, and I think I was on my way to the sim lab. So I went to the sim lab on Thursday. I passed my test. I passed my sim lab test. Got a 99 out of 100. So did a decent job. So that was Thursday. So I got bashed on Thursday after that at our clearing meeting at 3 o'clock. So Friday we had our tour of the Millennium Building. I think that's what it's called. A nice big building. It's huge. You wouldn't think that it would be for truck drivers, just how fancy it is. But it's nice. The cafeteria is nicer than the one at the campus inn, even though the campus inn isn't too bad, but it's still nice, nicer rather. Still same concept. They have everything priced out for you, so you kind of calculate how much a meal costs based on each individual food item. So Friday, yeah, Friday. That's usually when most people start getting their trainers. I didn't get one on Friday, so it was kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of salty, but not really, because I was just like, dang. I'm thinking since I did everything perfect, and well, not necessarily perfect, but I did everything kind of quickly. That I would get a trainer quickly, but that wasn't the case. So other people got trainers on Friday. While we were doing a tour. So cool. Basically, we just went outside. After we got done with the tour, those of us who didn't have trainers, we sat over there for a little bit. Um, and then we had met with some trainers who didn't have students or weren't out with their students yet. And they went over, looked at their trucks, did some pre-trip, and then they let us take their truck around for like a lap around the pad. So that was kind of cool. We kind of got an experience of basically how it is to actually drive a truck after passing everything in the sim lab. And I will tell you, the truck is a lot. And I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's different than that sim lab. The sim lab is basically there to teach you the basics of everything. So basically teach you how to shift, skip, shift, downshift. When you get on the actual truck, it's the same concept, but kind of like a totally different ball game. But so I didn't stall. Or did I stall? Yeah, I didn't stall. I didn't stall when I did my one lap around the pad and everything. So that was decent, but it was crazy because the truck was moving. And I was like, I don't know what to do. It's kind of like my mind went blank. But cool. So that was Friday. Saturday, wake up. You didn't have class in the morning like you do Monday through Friday for the first week. You follow the alternate schedule for those of you who either haven't gotten cleared, meaning you probably didn't get your permit yet, pass medical, whatever the case may be. We all follow the same alternate schedule if you don't have a trainer. So and basically what that is you just wake up. Our class wasn't until 1, and it wasn't. I wouldn't even consider it a class. It was more so we're just going to the sim lab to practice on backing. That's what we did in sim lab Saturday. That was the first time we did it. Because you don't practice on backing during the first week. So that Saturday we did some backing on the sim lab. Then I got a phone call. Got a phone call from this trainer. It was kind of close to where I'm at. I was coming out of Tampa, and he is in Orlando. So if any of y'all familiar with kind of how Florida is, they're both kind of central Florida. Tampa's on the west coast, and Orlando would be on the east coast, but they're kind of like right there. So he called me. We met up, kind of chopped it up a little bit to see if our personalities kind of match. It was cool. It was a cool dude. One thing about me, my big thing coming in was like I didn't want no trainer that who couldn't keep up with personal hygiene. Like you gotta be able to take a shower, or wash your face, brush your teeth. So when we was meeting up with each other and everything, he was a clean dude. So I was like, okay. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what's your policy about taking baths and everything? And he was just like, yeah, we could take a bath every other day or whenever the opportunity presents itself. So I was like, cool, as long as you ain't no dirty person, um, cool. So yeah, we went out on Sunday actually. Today is I know it's been a little minute. Today is Saturday, but yeah, we went out on that Sunday. Our first load, we went to Minnesota. So it was like I think 600 miles. Went to Minnesota. I drove for about maybe 2 hours. Um, it was driving is actually not hard. It's kind of I ain't gonna say it's like driving a car, but it's the driving part isn't hard. And by the way, my trainer had a manual. Nine times out of 10, if you come to Prime, going through the PSD program, you don't have a CDL or anything, you're gonna get a trainer. Um, most likely, you're gonna get a trainer with automatic. So I kind of lucked up that he had a manual. Because of course you have to once you come back from PSD training, you have to test out, get your CDL and a manual because they don't want you to have restrictions on your licenses. So I did that. Um, he had a manual, so we went up to Minnesota. That was cool. It was what he called a lazy load. I guess that's a thing. Because basically we left on Sunday, didn't have to be there till Tuesday. So we actually got there Monday night and just stayed the night in the truck and delivered it Tuesday. It was Tuesday at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Then our next load was down to North Carolina. Now, I guess this will be a learning experience. I don't know if this is something that happens on the regular, but we got another load going down to North Carolina from Minnesota. So it was 1,250 miles, and mind you, like I said, our first load wasn't due. We couldn't drop it off until 7, and of course, they take about an hour, maybe 2 hours to actually unload it because it was a live load. It wasn't dropping hook. So we got the next load to go to North Carolina. It was like we're supposed to pick it up 1 o'clock in the morning, as in 1 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Meanwhile, we didn't finish our first load until like 9. I'm guessing about 9 on Tuesday. So it was kind of like he didn't seem surprised. He didn't seem mad or nothing like that. I guess it was just kind of normal, or he felt like we had plenty of time. So that was cool. So by the time we left Minnesota, it was probably like 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock, that's by the time we actually picked up the load after we washed out the trailer and everything like that. Drove down to North Carolina. The most memorable thing about that whole trip was when I was driving, he made me drive through West Virginia. And just to let y'all know, I have never been to a lot of places in the United States. Matter of fact, yeah, I ain't never really been nowhere outside of like the South. Like I've been to Georgia, Alabama, of course Florida. But other than that, I never really been nowhere, especially not driving at least. So I was driving through West Virginia, and the mountains is crazy. Them mountains. And then the funny thing, well, I ain't gonna need to say funny because it wasn't funny to me. He talking about some. Oh well, this ain't nothing. These. I mean, well, he didn't say it wasn't nothing, but he was like, it gets a lot worse than what I drove through in West Virginia and Virginia. And I'm just like, excuse me, like what you mean? Like it get worse? Like what you talking about? So it was like, we was going on these downgrades and upgrades, and he was just like, you gotta throw it in ninth gear, eighth gear, blah blah blah. Like because I was climbing up the hill, I'm like, what the hell going on in this damn truck? This truck losing power. I'm like, and he's sitting there laughing. I'm like, ain't that funny? But so we driving up. He was like, you got to downshift because you got to get some more power. I was like, okay, cool. Mind you, I could downshift in that sim class, but downshifting on that truck was a whole nother ball game. So I'm downshifting. My hand had slipped off the doggone whatever the little thing is, the little stick shift, whatever. And he's sitting there laughing. I'm like, what? I'm like, cause me, I'm like, listen, safety first. Like, hey, I'm about to press on the brakes and give you this steering wheel. Like, don't be laughing at me because I don't know what I'm doing. So basically, he was just like, rev it. He was like, clutch it in, rev it, and clutch it in, and put it in gear and everything like that. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Finally, kind of got the hang of that. But yeah, them mountains, man. Listen, I ain't know what was going on. Mind you, I ain't never even drove no mountain in a car. So driving in a truck, it was like wow. So yeah, that was that. Got that load on, delivered that on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. It was 250 miles. So and plus we left late, so it was kind of tight. We had to drive a lot. I drove a lot, both Wednesday and Thursday. I drove a lot. He drove a lot too. Actually, I think we ran out his whole clock because he has to be on duty while I'm driving. Plus, he has his drive time. So I think he drove like almost 8 hours himself, and then I drove 5. So that was like 13 hours. Plus the time it took us to find a rest out to sleep at and everything. So we did a lot of driving. Got to North Carolina. Got a load to go up to Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at now, Pennsylvania. And went to Pennsylvania. That was a short load, about 400 miles, which leads me to my current situation. And basically, I'm right now. I'm in their what is it, Pottsville terminal. So I'm in Pennsylvania. But the reason why I'm up here is so we took the load from North Carolina up to some small town, probably like an hour away from here. Um, and so we're waiting on our next load because oh yeah, next week I'm supposed to. Well, the dispatcher he's gonna route me back to Springfield so I can go ahead and practice some more backing and test out next week. Hopefully I can get my CDL permit. I mean not license rather. And so they got us a load from Pennsylvania to St. James, Missouri, which I think is about an hour away from Springfield. So yeah, thing about that is when we dropped the load from North Carolina to Pennsylvania, it was drop and hook. So we dropped our trailer and was supposed to pick up an empty trailer, of course. Well, they didn't have one. So we were like, okay, we're gonna go to. Well, he was thinking we should just go to this terminal, of course. Mind you, this was yesterday. The load was due to be picked up today at 1 o'clock. So it was like, okay, cool. We're gonna go up there. Try to find us a trailer up there, and then because it was actually on the way, so we was gonna pick up the load and everything like that, and then just head out to Missouri. Well, since they didn't have a load, the dispatcher was like, well, just wait. So this morning, Saturday morning, we calling the people, they're not answering. So my trainer was like, okay, cool, we're gonna drive up there because it wasn't far from the truck stop that we was at. Get to the guard shack or whatever, and the guy was like, oh yeah, they're closed today. So we sent up like, and he was like, and we don't have no empty trailers for you still. So we was just like, really? And like, dang, for real, we could have went up to the terminal and actually probably stayed in a room with heat because our heater went out in the truck as well. But yeah, all cool. So by the time by the time they were able to find us a trailer, because apparently they have some kind of system of how they locate their trailers and how they, even if this trailer may be empty, you still can't get it. They have to tell you can get it, whatever. So yeah, did that. And by the time they found the trailer for us, it was already after 1 o'clock, which is our appointment time. So we head up there to get the trailer. Then of course we have to clean the trailer out, fuel up the reefer and everything like that. Because my trainer is a lease operator, so he gets credit if he goes ahead and if it isn't full when he gets it. So he gets credit for I guess fueling it up or something like that. So yeah, cool. Go up there. By the time we finish cleaning out the trailer, driving to the spot to get loaded, it's 4. So we go there. It's 4 o'clock. Appointment was at 1. Of course we late, but of course it's not our fault as well. So they basically told us they're not going to load us. I'm like, okay, Well, at least for me, I was like, okay, shoot, whatever. Of course my trainer, that's probably affecting his money in some way. But it was like, yeah, they're not going to load us because we late and they close at 5 and it's 4 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. So my trainer just got her number, sent it to the dispatcher, let Prime them handle that. And we drove up here to Pottsville. And that's where we at now. It's a decent facility. It's nowhere near as big as Springfield. but it's to me it's nice. They got little TVs. Ain't much going on. It's St. Patrick's Day, so I guess the cafeteria closed for that. They have a gym, a decent weight room over there. Bunks, like rooms upstairs, showers, restrooms. It's real clean here. Like a little small cafeteria that even though it's closed, some vending machine, but it's real small. This is a real small terminal. Nothing compared to Springfield, but it's nice and it's warm. Our heater broke. He out there in the truck. Gonna stay inside. So yeah. So that's basically where I'm at right now. We still taking the load to Missouri. It's like 900 some miles. So and it's supposed to get there on the 19th, which is Monday. So hopefully I'll be in Springfield Monday night or Tuesday morning to go ahead and start practicing and get ready for my test. Um, my trainer keep trying to throw in my ear. He want me to go lease, even though I told myself when I got here, I'm like, nah, I don't know nothing about trucking. I'm gonna go company, learn the ropes. But who knows? He just providing all kind of arguments for going lease. But yeah, that's it. If like I said, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comment section. I get back to you. Um, Anything else? Yeah, and that's about it. I appreciate y'all for watching my videos, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your night.